Um, I kind of just wanted to stream because of the thing I'm doing at the moment. It's been kind of crazy today. Finally got a chance to create my servants of wraith that are behind me with my horse, but these guys are already level 19 because we've been running around quite a bit. Um, I initially just made them so I'd have decent warriors, but one of them's at level 16 had 13,000 hit points. So, so I was actually pretty surprised at that. I don't know if my mic is working. Let me double check the noise gate on that. Okay, hopefully that's better. So yeah, we just ran through the Cold Embrace camp. Just so you can see what I'm talking about here, because they decimated the the Cold Embrace. They didn't even have a like they almost one shotted the Servant of Wraith that was a fragment of power. Um, I know the location of about four of them, but I never really get the chance to farm any of near relatively unpopulated. I'm gonna run back to that camp real quick because I think I missed. Um, not mistaken, something near the rocks over here that I found one that can't call correctly. Check to make sure where exactly it was. I am gonna the hill. You guys are gonna start populating it again. And if there is a tier 9, I don't want it to happen. I turn this. See how fast they killed that white just then? Yeah, they're just like one shot eating stuff. Sometimes they'll go up to something like a scourge dragon and they'll start punching it. I don't know if it's because their code is buggy or what, but they'll just like start wailing on it with their fists, and I'm like, are you serious? You know, you should have a better sense of how things are done. But then other times they'll go through a Defari camp and use death smoke until everything's shot. And I'm like, why can't you fight like that when we fight high level things? Yeah, probably. It's that one servant of Wraith over there. We're not worried about him. Um, it's gonna die anyway. I hear the sound effect of it dying. We're just gonna run through and kill some stuff, but I want to make sure that I'm not missing a tier 9 first. Probably a buggy, but I've got my stables here that I just made so that the horses have something over their heads, but the undead Zephyrus horse doesn't have anything over its head yet. Thinking that I could use another tier 4 fence foundation piece instead of the fence itself there, and then put a fence piece on top of that, and then put a ceiling tile um, between the fence foundations, which would give it about a 2 high height and make that whole area complete. I had four mysterious bells in inventory, which you can buy from merchants, but I've been found finding them on corpses. Um, those mysterious bells give you mini pets, and apparently I lucked out and got 2 horses, which completed the look of this place by giving me little foals. You can stand there and physically relax in their areas, or eat in their food bowls, or wander around the yard because this again is completely fenced in. Completely fine for them to wander if I wanted them to, but I like having them in that one place so I don't have to look for them. Um, Sometimes you have things that are running around the yard that can get lost in the foliage. So I like to keep them there if I can. I'm gonna go back and see if I can't run through this Stormhold camp if there's nothing that I need. Um, Check the Stormhold and the Alvanor because it was almost stupidly easy to run through them with those guys. So here goes that. I don't know what's happening with my mic here. And it should have a pretty decent noise gate on it in order to avoid the ambient noise that's coming through. I think it's maybe my fan, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. When I'm clicking on it, the noise gate works. But when I go back to the game, it freezes. I'm not sure if it's actually doing what I'm asking it to do. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it anyway, so it's fine. Try to fix this here. Okay, I had to finally break down and switch headsets. I was trying to charge um, my wireless one from our game on Saturday, and I guess it's been charging for a day, so it should be fine. It took me a minute to get a Shira to respawn, but now I have two Shira heads, and I can mount them if I ever actually use the feat points to unlock them. Not really, not really filled with confidence about that one. I might craft a couple more of the Servants of Wraith and put them down um, just around my base. I almost feel like I have to level them completely to max level in order for them to actually be useful, but we were running through camps pretty easily with them before, so I don't know, it just gives me a reason to level them, you know, because these guys are gonna reach their max level soon, so uh, at that point then I'm gonna have to find something else to carry around with me to level it. And I'm not gonna start leveling greater pets. I don't. Okay. Somebody over here is doing 900 points of damage, and that's gonna be nice to have at my door because notoriously doors are the weakest point in a build. So, um, in my base on the map, which is again in this area here, on this island, I have most of this part blocked off. Um, I have my gate here, so my storage house is here, and I'm gonna say from here to here is, hmm, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably say from here to here is the somewhere in this area, because there's got to be, if the gate's here, my house is somewhere over here. My house, like actual house, is up here. So across from that house uh, is the build that I have currently, which I guess would be across this technically, somewhere over here, in this area, in the formations right here, which is weird. Uh, so then through here, there is a little bit of a section. All the way up on this side, there's like different little folds in the terrain where you have to climb up in order to get there. But then once you get past that, then there's a little bottleneck right here. So my main operations with most of my thralls that I care about is in here, but I have all this mapped out with like um, little buildings in this area. I have my my animal pen here, which I haven't checked recently. I have like the lumber mill and the water mill over here in this area. I have my legendary mines and stuff like in this area. So it's just kind of, it's all spread out in this area, the stuff that's not manned. But my Shrine of the Harbinger for the blood stuff is over here on the side. And I'll show you that a little bit more detail when I get there. But I just kind of wanted to. I'm trying to run up to the Shade Iron Camp, if that's how you say it. Um, of course, it's not really a problem for me to be running through here at night because it's the desert. Nothing's gonna get me. I'm hoping that we can stumble upon that giant crocodile while we're here. I did manage to kill a scourge crocodile and a scourge dragon in one of my last runs with the Servants of Wraith. One thing I'm noticing is the ones that you can craft, like the Servants of Wraith and the Scourge Hounds and stuff, are smaller than the actual thing. once you fight something with the same thing that you created, it can you can directly see the correlation, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, it's a little bit different, you know, because these the servants of Wraith that I just had behind me were actually a good deal like a head and shoulders shorter than the other guys. So I just want to make sure I'm not missing a corrupted crocodile because I do want to see if I can get some attribute reset potions off of a corrupted one. I think I only have one left, and I don't want to have to craft it from Yellow Lotus, to be honest. If I can avoid that, you know. I'm sure there is some stuff I gotta have for that, and I just don't want to even bother. I'd rather just get it from the corrupted thing. So here's that cave we need to get to for the giant crocodile. Can just let these guys take it. See 834 damage. I need to be seeing who's landing these strikes in order to tell. We know it's not the High Magistrate that's landing them. Could be the Cold Embrace Empire's Knight. Let's check stats, shall we? Okay. Melee damage bonus 15%. 15 and 4. So our Stormhold officer has 12 and 4. Net Ranger has 12 and 5. That's not good to be nearsighted. I guess that's fine. Everybody else has 12. I'm going to say this Empire's Knight has 15. Yeah, 15 and 4. So I think that may be what's doing it. I don't really want to dig into this too deeply because these aren't the highest tier thralls you can get. Those would be the guys that are already level 20 in my base. So it's not like this place has any PvP, so there's not that inherent secrecy that you have sometimes. Most people on this server think my base is in Yule, just on the northern aqueduct, but I have a second base on that island that I don't really lead anyone to. I was thinking of putting a platform in some areas just to like block it off even more in my base, but it's getting kind of crowded with all the thralls that are in there right now. I might have to like put the dragons back in inventory or put them outside since they're technically just tanks. In any case, let me just show off some of the changes that I've made recently. Yeah, so everything here is the same as it was a few minutes ago. Crap. Wow. You know what? I'm not a fan of this. I lost connection with the server just as I got home. You know what that means, right? That means that my thralls will probably be home when I get there, but I can't go back to where I just was without dying. So this is the server that I'm on. It's America, you know. It's kind of weird that hmm, I guess you win some, you lose some, you know? It's kind of tough to tell. on occasion it's tough to tell. Yeah, so these guys are scouting, hopefully. Yep. We're skipping something awful here today, though. So there's him. Where's everybody else? Oh, okay. You guys are just impossibly standing on the... Okay. I guess they come in where they come in, you know, and there's nothing really you can do about it. Um, but this is what I mean by getting a little crowded, because I've got the terrain coming back in because I took that walkway down. So, I'd have to either move some things around or plan better. I could probably move the wolves back right about here. Okay, so those wolves are there. These guys can probably go somewhere over here. I've got my Servants of Wraith on this side. These guys are going to have a tough time. They're already, like, no matter how far apart I space them, they're still taking up too much space for me to go between them. I'm just going to try to slide them a little bit over just a little bit, because now that I put the horses there, I don't have any space to put my thralls in that sort of bald area. Okay, yeah, that's better. So I named them like singulars, or 1, 2, 3, and 4 essentially, with teen on the end, or tine, however you look at it. Um, I'm gonna run, hopefully in this build that I just finished, adding a third floor to. So right here, this is our, that's the thing why I can't find this on the map, I think. Because this is so weirdly set. It's between two like uprises, or I guess the difference in the terrain isn't enough for it to be noticed on the map, which is interesting because when I try to like go to the map for a point of reference, it doesn't work. Um, the floor hasn't loaded in because of course it hasn't, right? I mean, okay, that's not doing anything. I'm gonna put all this human flesh in here and hope it turns into putrid meat so I can put that into the fluid press to get ichor. It's not a flawless process, but it'll do, you know? Okay. I did make those specific storage bins. Um, so when I do runs like this, I can go through and get these. Okay. The walls are real, but the floor isn't. high key hate that. I did a little bit of remodeling with the chests. I saw the cool things that Heretic was doing with theirs, with the chests on the shelf on the wall. Um, but I just don't have the confidence necessary for that, so I've been putting mine on the floor just because I don't know if the floor will get totally, completely wrecked if every chest is going to get messed up if that happens. And I haven't had anything ever come in here and cause me any problems ever, you know. Even when the purge hit my actual base and came in through the front gate when it was tier 1, they never came all the way into the base, like, and disrupted my bed because I used to have a single bed here. And I was just spawning and running out and getting killed and spawning and running out and getting killed. So, nothing ever got up there. Even though I had steps, I had the staircase and everything still on the ground. You know, they could have walked up it if they could, but I don't think, if my recollection is correct, that they actually got past the thralls I had out here at the time, which wasn't as many as I have now. Um, so if they managed to break in the gate, um, trundle all the way up here, even past all the guards and stuff, I gotta check on the crocodiles that are cooking because I really don't want to leave them in there too long. They could die. I'm not actually going to use them for anything. I think they're going to be cannon fodder if they're anything. Um, Graders will be cannon fodder. Let me just say that because regular crocodiles, I'm sorry, I'm not putting that. We got one grader. We got one. I usually just drop the normals into a loot bag on the ground because I'm not going to use them at this stage. I mean, I have a chest full of base thralls, you know, chest full of just like soldiers and archers that are just like the bare minimum of faction thralls. I don't have any named placeable thralls that I care about in this game at this point, you know. I'm going all faction stuff, which is cool, I guess, but not really. I'm at a higher level now, I guess. So these guys are level 16, which is good news because the undead horse is actually still higher level than they are. I was thinking that um, once I get my production stuff of higher level thralls down, I could put all of the soldiers into the free stuff chests and give those away, just so they're not taking up space for me to put stuff. Because I could turn that base's chest into something else. I'm gonna try to slash warp here because we gotta make that whole run again now. And maybe by the time we actually make it up to the den where the crocodile is, it'll be there again. Although I could, since I'm going out this way instead of traveling north and then going east, I could just stop by the one that's at that lake over here. And I'm not concerned about these guys at all because they're not going to gang up on me like they have before previously. They're just going to die slowly, like behind me. See that? I don't even have to get involved in combat and I'm just getting experience. That's nice. You love to see it. So this is the undead Zephyrus horse. Zephyrus. I'm not really sure on pronunciation. Um, it is crafted. The undead is crafted with the regular Zephyrus horse. So you have to purchase that one with the certificate of exotic animals first, and you have to use the shepherd to do that. But like I've said on stream before, it's a lot easier to get that horse if you have a haggler because it cuts down the cost very, very, very much. It's a lot cheaper to do your crafting and your purchasing and stuff. It's gonna come in handy if I ever actually try to do that weapon stuff. Um, I mean, the sword I have right now is pretty good, and I'm probably gonna be using that for the rest of the game. Wait, there's a black kappa. Look how tall that thing is. We're gonna have to take a pit stop here because this is gonna be either demon blood or potions that I need to get. Will you let me dismount the horse, please? Black kappa. It's dead. Nice. I don't really need meat that much, so we're just gonna use this one. More demon blood. Good news for my horsey horse. That's the thing I like about the undead. They barely eat anything. I mean, I've been feeding this horse out the same 2 stacks of demon blood. So it's not like I have to have that much for it to eat, but it's just nice knowing that, I don't really have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about a food source for that animal because I have so many units of demon blood. I've been sitting on them and like actively selling them to Bobby because I didn't have storage enough to keep up with as many units as I was coming up with, like more than a chest full just by itself. Um, so we get to make this run again, like we just did a minute ago. Maybe it would be faster on the horseback. I can't mount there. Okay. How about here? Are you gonna let me get to my horse? Alright, they're being finicky today. My frame rate is not good. I figured out to run over here with the horse and then figure it out from there. So I have 2 regular Zephyrus horses, and I have the 1 undead Zephyrus horse that I'm riding currently. It's not that the 2 regular ones differ in any way from each other. It's just kind of fun for me to have the 2 that I can switch out if I need to or not, I don't have any of the DLCs that allow me to make a black horse or a white one. So being able to make the faction mount is really cool. Has been really cool. Oh, duh. I'm just running around in a sandstorm without my mask on, like an idiot. me just check. Let me just check Discord for a second. I was being added earlier, but I don't know if I'm still part of this conversation. Yeah, I doubt it. Prim's talking about her character in our last session. I don't know. She said her voice sounded weird, but I didn't hear it. I only got to the first hour and a half of the stream before I fell asleep because it was late when I was rewatching it. Um, and I really just watched it just to hear how badly I butchered the internal dialogue between my two characters. I don't really have trouble keeping them separate because I think of them as different people, like fundamentally different. They're very distinct people. And I think it's gonna be interesting when we go back to get the master because um, we're gonna have to leave. And I'm glad I brought Nil out when I did, so we have to go back and get that original party member because if I hadn't, this would be a different scenario. They'd probably be like, "Why don't you just leave her here or them here?" If they got the gender correctly, because you never can tell what they'll say. Understandably, I sound a lot like a girl, but the character isn't one. That's why the whole he she thing with the master is such a struggle because they're listening to my voice and then they try to like say a gender based on what they hear, which is not ideal. Did I just get temporarily encumbered because I broke my leg? That makes sense. All right, let me just drink some water here. I'm really eager to get back where we were. I feel like I'm kind of wasting time at this point because I'm doing the same run that we did before. I'm hoping that my internet connection will hold out until we get back to that one camp. Because I just want to see what's there. I can easily, like, scope the place out and then spawn back in with thralls that can kill them all and then wait for a respawn. I don't know. That's what I was thinking I'd do anyway. They're doing a lot of damage, that's for sure. We are almost there. We ran through ostrich territory earlier. That was not as interesting as it would seem. Just a lot of squawking and death, you know? It amazes me how difficult it is to get people to keep a secret. I was watching the reverse charity stream from Markiplier, and everybody in chat was like, "Kit Club, Kit Club, Kit Club," but when it came to not telling the people that received the unofficial raids, I guess for lack of a better term, people were just the worst. They tell everybody. And I totally understand wanting to do something good and not have anybody know about it because that's the whole point. The whole point of charity is to do it so you don't have to be recognized all the time. You know, you're doing it for the betterment of yourself, not so you can, oh, look at what I did. Because then people feel like they don't deserve the help you gave them because you're just like overwhelming them. You know, that's a lot. It's nice to see though because it shows that there are still people in the world that like are giving to charity in times like this, which is insane. Work still being done to like cure long-term illnesses like cancer and stuff like that, which is really good to see. You know, people who have been like directly impacted by how difficult that is, I'm sure can appreciate that on a level that I can't, you know? And I just ran to this dungeon and I cannot remember which side it's on. I think it's on the right, but I'm not sure. I just ran into this little pit where the giant crocodile is, and I said I was gonna go by the other one and I didn't do it. I need to get back over here. It's on the right over here. That's what it is. It's the left branch of the stream, but it's the den on the right. Yeah, that's where it is. Right there. I can see it. My hand's falling asleep. So my gaming setup, if you can call it that, is just me and a laptop. But since I have, all kinds of things going on at the same time, I have all sorts of programs running. Um, it's a little easier for me if I just pull the laptop out and put it on top of the cooling pad with the fans, just so I don't have to worry about it overheating and turning completely off. But what I've been doing is putting my mouse pad on top of that and then just using it that way. There's another one. It's respawned. Look at that. Told you it would take us that long. I knew it would happen. They got plenty of food. They'll be fine. They actually didn't even need my help. I'm gonna say 4 and 6. Get my second key. This is the thing I like about this torch. You can carry it into the water and not have it be extinguished because it's magical. It worked before having the key and going to the left of it. It worked with the white tigers box, but I'm just gonna go up this hill hopefully and go home and put my guys on guard somewhere and then come back afterward. But we are gonna run through this little town. Actually, I've missed the walk off. Okay, it's here. A little bit of a zigzag walkway path, but it's fine. Ooh, that actually hit me. Yikes. You go ahead and keep aiming at me. Lest my guys need to eat, lest my guys need to heal. Okay. If I go just around this bend, I should be able to walk up the staircase. And Heretic doesn't have a gate, which is one of the really helpful things that I've noticed on here. I'm gonna get tackled by this tiger in a second. Maybe not. They have this big gateway, but I guess the wall they built into, or the stone that they built into. I like this. I like this peak that they've built that down into. That's so nice. See how that comes down to a point? That's so cool. I like how they painted this too. That's neat. You gotta not stand on the stairs, genius. I'm stuck. We're gonna have to go home. I hate this. They're so stupid. They get right on the stairs, and the horse got... The horse got right in front of me. Like on a level that I've never seen before. It's still level 18. I'm gonna have to ride with this idiot for a long time, aren't I? It's dumb. I could have had it running with the servants of Wraith, and it would have been out of my way, but I gotta have a horse with me. Nah. You can go here, dum-dum. Let's get you turned around. And sometimes when I go to put it in this stable, it'll pop up right next to me like, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to place you down. Stop it. You know? You're getting in the way of me doing what I'm trying to do right now by asking me what I'm trying to do. I feel like right here would be a good spot for these guys to stand. Maybe I wouldn't have to try so hard. But I am in someone's house, though. That's gonna suck when I come back. But I didn't have a choice because I was stuck in the middle of my thralls. I actually don't need this many. But that's fine, I guess. They look like they're having a little meeting. But I want it to be open enough for me to just walk up and grab everybody that I need. Nice. What level have you guys reached? 16? Barely? Alright. Just jump into the floor loads. The terrain's struggling. That's fair. Alright. I do enjoy that double jump. I didn't think I would, but I enjoy it. Interesting. If I had continued around, I could have gotten here without going through someone's house, which would have been nice, but maybe I wouldn't have gotten stuck at the same time, which would have been even better. As a captain and a blacksmith, and a mage. My frame rate's not going to allow me to kill everybody, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this captain. My bedroll is a little bit ways away, and I should be fine to start the hunting process. The only thing I need here is the captain, honestly. And we can try doing something else. Um, I don't know. On some level, I understand why you would want people to not know that it was you, so they can credit their accomplishment to their work because they work so hard on stuff, you know? And then they're like, "Oh wow, my hard work paid off," versus, "Oh wow, this person swooped in and rescued me," which I understand, but at the same time, I understand wanting to make sure it's real, you know? Because you can get excited about something like that and realize it's a hoax, and then you're sad for the rest of the day. So there's that, don't worry, it's real, it's so and so, that you have to tell them in order for them not to panic about it, you know? What if it what if they try to take that back, you know? What then? How are you going to pay that back if you treat it like it's serious and then count on that money to come in? And you tell the charity we raised so and so, but then they take it back and you're like, "Well, I can't tell the charity that I don't have the money." And then you're in a financial situation and you have to like back what you said you raised, and then you're in debt and you can't do a charity stream for yourself, you know. And same thing might happen then too, even if you do a charity stream for yourself. So it can be kind of tough. I don't think that hit me. They're not allowed to hit me. Do you understand me? You're not allowed. There you go. You run back. Sometimes they try and I'm standing up straight, they can get me, but my feet are in this hole. And the shield's on my back, so they shouldn't be able to hit me at all. So for their peace of mind and well-being of not thinking that it's a fraud, they'll tell them and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Just let somebody do something without turning it into a thing. You know, not everything has to be like, "Oh my goodness, it's so and so. So and so, thank you so much for helping me." You know, because it's not just that person; it's the people who follow them. It's their fan base that they're being mobilized. People are actively donating from their own finances and stuff. It's kind of insulting to say that it's just that one person when it's a collective of people, you know, the people who helped make this project happen, the people who donated alongside him, the moderators and everybody else. I gotta watch my arrows, man. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. All right. I guess I don't. I'm gonna put this hood back on. I gotta remember I'm not aiming for the blacksmith. I'm aiming for the captain, which is apparently all we got these days. I really need to go up to the Temple of, um, probably gonna have to warp to the Temple of Frost and then run around because in order to get up here, I'm gonna have to go here and then run down. Interesting. It'll have to be this way. This will be my one thrall that I get from this camp. didn't really need to fire that second arrow. Almost everyone in chat is gone. This is so weird. Red's been playing Cyberpunk for 7 hours. I think he's just AFK. Yeah, he's AFK. I'm muted in chat. Redbird's muted and deafened. And 419 Sour is muted. Keep trying to fire a second arrow, but it's not meant to be. They keep trying to come over here to me where I'm at. If I had built a pillar over here, I wouldn't have to worry about that because they'd just stand where they're at and I could get this done faster. But then I would have to take the time to build the pillar. I got him that second time. That was nice. One thing I crafted with the Eldritch workbench was the, I think it was knockout orbs. I tried those a couple times in different faction camps, and it did pretty well. I had 5 of them, and I brought all 5 to. That's not entirely true. I think I had 30, and I brought 5 because I didn't want to use all of them, so I brought only the stack that wasn't complete. I got them twice. That was amazing. So I brought them to the camp. I brought them to the Cold Embrace camp, the one that I just killed for the second time, and it brought them down pretty well. So I'm hoping that eventually, when Redbird or either Redbird or Church gets back onto this server, because they're doing a lot of stuff with the other one now, since they got the sluts, they've got their own private server, and they're playing a lot on that one. Um, Now that their mods are all working together. Um, I don't know. He comes in for the daily, but he doesn't really stay. And I guess that's because this is an ongoing project, I guess. Whereas that game's like, they control everything. Which is another thing that I'm not a fan of, you know? That's why I'm not on there. You know? I'm not on there anymore because I just don't like it. You know? I could understand on this server having people that run it be in charge of it and all that stuff. They're responsible for it. They deal with the day to day. They fix the problems. They fix the bugs and stuff like that. But when it's just a server with 4 of us on there, just the people that they know are allowed to join it, even with the clan stuff, they're higher ranked than I am every time. If I'm in a clan with them, they're over me all the time. They run the server, they run the clan, they invite me if they want to. It's all very, you guys do all this stuff. I could use some experience to put on my resume, but I don't get that because you guys are in charge of all the stuff. You run everything, which is great. And I understand not wanting to, like, give someone access on that level and then have them mess it up. But I don't think I'm that kind of person, you know? Everybody there is an admin. Must be nice. If I'm just gonna be a regular player, I'd rather play here, to be honest. I like their settings better. I like everything else better. I don't have to bother. I don't have to be in a faction in a clan with you. I don't have to share resources and share the purge, even if your base is 50 million blocks wide. You deal with that and you do you at that point. Because if I had wasted the time and energy to create a character on um, the last iteration of Red Church before they changed their cloud, I think they said, from G Portal to something else, then I would have had to start over, like I always do there, every time. constantly starting over and constantly doing the same thing and working to get to another level. And it's a lot. It's a lot of unnecessary stuff. Yeah, it's a little challenging stopping at level 120, sure. But on the other hand, I just like this. I like this server better, honestly. Everything about it, I like it. I like their costs. I like the marketplaces. I like dealing with so many different people and like seeing what they build and learning off of that. So I guess that's kind of an unofficial update for you as to why like they keep talking about their settings on Red Church and I'm like, "Uh-huh, but I'm not going." you know. Yeah, you want to have your society, you go ahead and have it. I don't have to be there. It was nice while I was there, I had fun, but I like this better. It's a lot less dependent, because I can leave my base tomorrow and not worry about them getting into it. Into either of them, to be honest, because both the doors are locked. They get into what I let them in. That's the thing. That's what I like. Because even if I joined their clan, I would still have to be like a peon. So dumb. It's so stupid. I can do my own thing, have my own purges, protect my own base, and not worry about it. I don't know if that sounds. I don't know if that sounds like I don't like them at all. I like them as friends and stuff, but I just don't want to deal with it. Sometimes I just want to come on here and play. Sometimes on Red Church you'd come online and a purge would hit just because you're online, and it would hit somebody else's base, and you're like, really? I just wanted to play a game. you know. Settings can be wonky. Mods don't update it always all the time. I have to ask people, can you update the mod so I can play? You know, can you do this or that so I can play? You gonna fix this? Nah. That's the thing. I'm not working right now, which I guess compared to some people, that's a small problem to have, I guess. But to me, it's a lot. I very much need to work. When I'm not working, I feel weird. So I've not been working for a good bit of time now. I got laid off in September. So I've not been working for quite a while now because I didn't want to just take a job just to fill that gap in my resume. Everybody has a resume gap at this point. These days everyone has one because everybody's getting laid off. It's understandable. I didn't want to go downhill, I guess, is my point. I've been looking into a couple things, but I haven't really had anything pan out yet. And I'm hoping that things will turn around at the beginning of this year, or at the beginning of next year, hopefully 2021, and it'll look a little better. But for I guess I'm just waiting, to hear anything or to have somebody actually give me a chance for once. Um, like my previous employers have, to be honest. They gave me chances, and I hope I took them, well enough. But that's the thing. I sit here and I'm like not doing a single thing. I try to like think of alternate revenue streams and look into stuff and see what can be done, to give myself a positive cash flow. I don't know. And it's not really going well because my brain, I guess, is just not built for this current era that we're in. My brain is flawed. So I'm very dependent in real life because I don't have I don't have my own source of income. I just have my savings and that's it, you know. And when that's gone, then what? So going from real life being dependent to signing on to a private server controlled by those guys and hoping that they'll let me play and not wreck my stuff doesn't really appeal to me at this point, you know. Maybe it will later when I don't care, but I guess my point is I shouldn't have to beg to be admin, you know, of anything, whether it's the server client thing or it's the actual in-game admin, you know. Shouldn't have to beg for that. You know me at this point. I mean, you know, I'm not the person that you thought was a good person until they got on the server and then they wrecked it all. You know, I'm not running around doing things that are going to break your stuff. I'm not exploiting the game. If they didn't want me to climb here, they could put don't climb. You know, I'm doing things that are according to the rules. Yeah. Done simpin', I guess. Short story. Done simpin'. There he is. That's the guy. Go ahead and type the command in. Get the rope out. Oh. Okay, he's bound. Okay. Hey, Hitman 12494. It's going pretty well. Uh, why don't I recognize that Twitch name? I don't know. My brain's just not working today. It's just not. It's on a vacation, I guess. Sorry. We got that one captain in there. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this in meat into the campfire. Yeah, so this is the alchemy slash eldritch workbench area. Um, and that's another thing. I built all this, you know? No creative, no other outside help, you know? They didn't give me anything that I can recall anyway. I think I got all this by myself. Because at first, I think Church was like, you're not in our clan, so I can't help you. I mean, we fought a couple things together, but I didn't really get anything off of that, you know? I play on PC, yes I do. I do play on PC, but my eyes for some reason do not allow me to check the chat as soon as I should. And I'm sorry if I was late on responding to that question. Yes, I do play on PC. And the server that I'm on is a public server, so anybody can join it, which is nice. Like if I run across the lane from my house, and I might be able to see it from my steps, honestly. No, I can't. It's a little bit of a... my CPU just doesn't want to render anything. Yeah, I have my little fancy gaming laptop. It's an Asus. It's it's high quality, lol. Um, I'm sorry. I know it's awful. It's awful. But across this way is Twilight's Cloak, who has like a big build and stuff, and a lot of fancy. They really laid it out nicely. I'm a fan of their architectural like quality. If I can get it to render in. I don't think I can. My computer's having a day. What do you mean you have 20 thralls? What do you mean 20 is a low number? Mm, maybe it's over here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they've got their little, they've got their hillside build, which is really cool. They got a lot of stuff there, and it's really, it looks so high class when you're walking through it. It's just so fancy. I can't even express to you the level of fanciness right now. I mean, do you see that animal pen? That's armor. They built that. That's so cool. And if you go around on server, you can like see a ton of builds by people like Outcast and Heretic and stuff like that. Clans like those have really cool stuff. And then there's just the individual players who do things. I've got these guys in my front yard because I do have vapor bombs and explosives in the front yard. Within that area that's blocked off, if you have your foliage off, you can see them. If you just turn the grass down, I think, in your settings, they're very visible. I think, anyway. I haven't like sunken them into the ground or anything. They're definitely visible. Because if I have to walk in that area, that's what I have to do. My poor computer, it's struggling. So we got our one thrall from the Shade Iron camp. One. I guess that's fine. Uh, let's see what else we can do. I've gotten the Servants of Wraith up to max level, which is level 20 on here. I've got my set of 4 Scourge Hounds leveled up as well. I'm skipping a lot. Okay, probably the Lamplighter taking forever. I like that it doesn't go around physically to every torch and light it. That's nice. Okay. Hopefully at some point this week I'll catch the YouTube channel up with the recent Twitch streams, but honestly the recent Twitch streams haven't been that popular, so it's not like anyone who follows me on YouTube is actually missing out on something, except for the weirdness of the purges that we've been having lately. Um, Purges have been strange. They'll spawn on the ground and try to like walk up a cliff, which of course you can't do that, right? Like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And here we are. If I had one of my regular standard horses with me. Oh, speaking of horses, I should get a horse. My undead Zephyrus horse is level 18, almost 20. So we just need to get it and bring it out. Trying to go ahead and get it leveled so I don't have to keep carrying a horse around with me when I don't need one just to get the experience. So yeah, PC. I'm not sure if this server is like a PC only server. I doubt highly that that that's actually the case. I don't know how it works. I never played on anything but PC. It's just easier for me. I don't know. I've been waiting for someone new to join so I can like help them get stuff because I have a ton of things that I could just give people. That's another thing. I don't put out a free stuff chest just for the people that I know to get it. You know, I put out a free stuff chest for anybody who needs it to get what's in there. That's why I think I'm gonna stop like mentioning when I go down there to put more stuff in it. I'll just say like I need to do it at some point, but then never actually confirm or deny whether or not I actually did it. So if you want to know if there's something in there, you have to check. It's not supposed to be there, so you don't have to do anything in game to get stuff, you know? And that's probably what I should start doing, like selling stuff like this. Look at this meteor that I just found. I absolutely hate this. It's like it's nighttime, you know? I'm not supposed to be finding meteors. Okay, let's drop some meats. Definitely don't need that. Hopefully these guys know enough to handle it. Okay, good. I am gonna try to get my proper bow and explosive arrows. Do I have any? No, I don't. Alright, let's go back home. I guess I just feel worse about myself when I can't provide for myself. So when I'm not working, it's like a it's like a blow to my self-confidence, which is so stupid, you know? My self-worth should be independent of whether or not I'm employed, especially in these days. You know, it's not like it's my fault, but I guess on some level I feel like it is. Because they made a value judgment based on what experience the people there at the time had, and I just didn't match the standard. I didn't really start using computers till later in life, so I'm not like a tech savvy person. I don't really, I don't know if that's how you say that or what the term is. You know, what are the kids saying these days? I have no idea. I mean, I try, you know, I don't know about noise gates and sound gaps and all the fancy terminology. I really don't need to keep this flesh in remembrance. I don't know why it's in here. Um, anyway, back on topic. When I get this meteor, it's gonna be so good. You know why? Because I don't need it. That's why. It's gonna be so good. Okay. Sometimes when I slash return to an area, the meteors will load in well before anything else, which is always nice. I always love to see that. Star metal. Okay, good. Hopefully none of my thralls will come over here and stand right on it as I'm trying to hit it. You guys gonna block my walkway? There's always so many meteors out here, you know? It's just, there's so many. I should probably eat something. Good. Alright. Usually right out in this area. Um, just south of the, just south of of the Temple of Frost, I'll usually find meteors just sitting on the snow like, oh, here I am. Come get me. You know, real easy to find right out in the middle of the landscape, you know? I'm just gonna go home real quick to put this meteor down. The stuff I got from it anyway. There's a lot of ore in there. And what I've been doing is I have a completely separate chest of just star metal bars and ore. Um, it's a full chest of it, and that's all the star metal that I have at the moment. Some things require ore, surprisingly. So for that, I've got a couple of stacks of that, maybe about 10. I'm gonna try to do the one stack materials first, because you'll get like cobalt ore and stuff like that, onyx and chronix from the meteors when you harvest them, but mostly you'll get star metal ore, which is this stuff. So I'll put everything except for that into this chest in hopes to actually keep it separate. Because I know this is gonna just make it fill up more, you know? Oh, that was a mistake. I need those. So I've not been playing this game for long. This is literally the first survival game I think that I've gotten into. I was playing, I think I played a lot of Minecraft before that, before I got into this, but I just recently started playing it and I have got like more than 1,000 hours logged in this game. But the reason that I have so little to show for it is that a lot of the characters that I made were on that private server whose settings didn't really always mesh, you know. Funcom would put out an update, and then that would mean that we'd have to wait for the mods to update in order to play with them. That's another thing I like about this one, is there's no real lag as far as that's concerned. I don't know how they do it, but their stuff stays consistent. You know, there's not like a, even with the big updates, there hasn't been like a big you can't play for a month or two one, you know, because they have so many people regulating it. It's always really nice to see, you know, lots of cool people to play with, pretty cool settings. So yeah, just there you can see that I can see through the terrain, which is nice. When you're looking for star metal, when you're actually like actively searching for it, you can spam the slash home slash return commands and see meteors on the ground, like the one that I just ran directly towards, without actually even seeing it because it wasn't near enough to me to render in. I just kind of know where things are going to show up because you just have to know how to look around for things. In Stargazer's Crest, there was, there used to be a lot of star metal meteors falling. There used to be a ton of them that would fall in that area, but someone built there, and I don't know if the admins did this on purpose, but they, it seems like they diverted where the meteors fall in order to avoid damaging that house, which is really cool of them, you know? Plus it puts the meteors down into more of a flat area. You guys got right in front of me, didn't you? You gotta show off, don't you? You gotta show off. Could you let me get this meteor? Could you let me do it? If this horse gets in my way again, I'm gonna be mad. Good. There we go. I can't believe they're still fighting the same mammoth. It's a passive creature, guys. It's unnecessary. I don't know. I just harvest the meteors where I see them. When I get it. Like I did a run around this area and found 10 of them. Just because they're so obvious, you know? I think that's going to disappear. Good. Okay. Yeah, up on this flat land, it's really easy to just see a meteor. Like, you don't even have to watch for them to fall. They just land on the beginner easy play snow. Like, that's so awesome. And plus, like, when you see a build, it's not like somebody that you knew that built it. They can do so many cool things with them. I was looking at one that was on the island next to me. It was over here, I think on this upper ridge. And they did the coolest thing with their windows, man. It's so neat. I gotta head back because I don't want to wear this backpack as a headband forever. If it gets cold or I get cold snap from something out there, gets to the lake and freeze, I'm gonna need to be able to put my helmet back on, which can be a problem if it's an issue of encumbrance versus freezing to death, and I don't want to make that choice if I don't have to. A little bit of foresight, can save me a lot of trouble I found on this game. Yeah, it's more cobalt ore. I don't need to go to the volcano to get that. I did go. I went to get. I went specifically to farm goldstone, and it still bothers me to this day that one video that showed me that you could harvest the bear 3 packs took 15 minutes to tell me something that should have taken like a minute or 10 seconds. Because they actually like physically went through and farmed for and farmed for bear threes. Like, excuse me, I have stuff to do. So I bought this variant pickaxe from the one of the vendors near near Seppermaru, which is really another thing. Their vendors and merchants are really cool here too, because you can buy stuff. You can buy legendary weapons if you have enough currency in your wallet. Because like I get 15 bronze coins every now and then. I'm not really sure of the frequency of the deposits, but the more you play, or the longer you play, you get stuff deposited into your wallet. You get a slash kit where you can buy a daily reward, and you can also get a free bedroll if you get into like a pinch and you don't have them already in your inventory. You can get one free to put down if you don't have it. So like I've said, I really don't need more star metal, so I'm not really hunting for it. I just kind of want to see it if I can see it. Direwolf. Like, for instance, seeing a meteor land in the middle of this lake will be so funny. Because it's not going to be difficult to see it at all. Like, anyone who walks by this area is going to be like, oh, yeah, okay. I can just go over there with an explosive arrow or two and grab it. It's real easy pickings. I keep forgetting that I have a horse with me. Here we go. He got me. This horse is such a coward. Honestly. I mean, excuse you. I was trying to hop on so I could run away, but you just decided to to dart into the middle distance where I couldn't see you. So rude, honestly. It would be really nice to start streaming different games. I've heard good things about Cyberpunk. Yeah, Cyberpunk. That's what the name of it is, just making sure. Because Red's been playing it forever. Chance got it, so. And the rest of the stream I'm gonna have to mute. Yikes. I guess it doesn't have to be muted the entire time, but I'll probably go like push to talk instead of having the mic just be open and have me just like make random noises where I'm like, oh, I wonder what that does. That's an actual dialogue, so it's just kind of gonna be just me talking when I need to talk instead of just kind of rambling pointlessly. And when my horse runs at me like that, it just makes me uncomfortable. I understand you're the fastest horse in this game at this point, but why? Somebody built up there. That's cool. I'm gonna go explore once I get these guys put back at home. That's cool. I'm gonna put down a bedroll just so I don't have to worry about spawning um, anywhere else because I don't want to. I want to stay here.
I'll be right back in just a minute. Wow, that's really interesting. I lay for like a minute and I'm dying because a goat's attacking me. Of all things. Once again, I'm having a bit of an audio hiccup. I'm gonna have to mute some things to see if I can't fix it. I think I found the source of my issues. I was watching the live stream from Red Field, and the Cyberpunk main screen has a bit of a static noise, which is what was coming through on my headset. It was like flickering. The um the the neon lights were flickering, but my headset was not quite doing what I was trying to get it to do. I guess that's fine. I'm really getting tired of my lamplighter thrall not doing her job till I get close to her. Get it together. I don't have you over here for decoration. I have you here to do a job. You know? It's the only reason I would ever tolerate a tier 2 regular vanilla thrall in my yard. Are you kidding me? Do your job or get out. I hope you guys have enough food because we're about to go into battle. I need to fix my hot bar first so we can do this the right way. Not that there really is a wrong way to do what we're about to do, but I want to make sure that everything's square. Hey, Rain joined the server. That's nice. Oh, there's a meteor. Well, I saw it. I gotta go get it. Is it accessible? Might have been far off in the distance. You never can tell. Nah, it's pretty accessible. I'm gonna hope that I can climb over to it, you know? Alright. Looks like that's it. Let's see if we can't get our arrow. 3. And there it is. Uncovered. Let's do a 2. That's the only problem with... That's the only problem with climbing up at this level. Oh. I forgot how cold it gets over here. I'm not sure why my armor is not showing. Let's do this. It doesn't matter if volcanic heat breaks. I can still wear it. So, which is nice, because I was like worried that I couldn't use it anymore. I was trying to find a way to repair it and stuff, but I guess you don't really need to do that. I mean, it broke after like 45 minutes. Another bigfollows.com ad. Thanks, guys. If you don't have the Felgarth faction, and you get stuck where you either have to take your armor off and freeze, or wear it and not have enough stamina to get where you're trying to go, I highly recommend having a friend be in that faction and trade with you for it. Ow, that hurt. Because I didn't have my armor on at all. That was painful. Where's the rest of my armor? Okay, I'm gonna freeze if I don't put it on. My thralls just stay down there like, we'll be here when you get back. Are you guys ready to go kill some stuff? I took a bit of a detour, did you notice? Yeah, I'll go home. Put the results of that third meteor, because this is the third one I found on this trip, and I'm not even looking for them. Just looking in the right areas, you know. You just gotta feel the place out. You know, sometimes there'll be a drop on that cliff on Skyfall Ridge, occasionally, but you know, I don't know if it's that often. So the 3 chests that are in the front are where I usually just drop stuff. One is for individual items. One is for bulk of the same thing. So since I'm doing star metal today a lot apparently, I run into a lot of units of that. Alright. So between the bigfollows.com spam in my chat and Twitch, and the whoever is commenting like dating sites in my YouTube channel, I think I'm full up on bots, which is really funny. Alright, we should be good to go here. I have a vendetta against mountain goats. They're so unnecessary, you know? Why does this game need mountain goats right here, of all places? Is everybody gonna come over here, or just one guy? Looks like 3 of you are here. Get in there. You guys are here so you can get close and do melee fighting for me. Yeah, that's it. That's why I gave you a shield, dude. I got him. This is gonna give me a little bit more of the arcane essence that I needed anyway. I used a lot of it for different things. So renewing that resource would be pretty useful. Why would you go after the goat? This is where it gets a little dicey. Good job. Get over there with everybody else. Can't have any scragglers in the squad. I would have run through here with an Eldritch Truncheon. Just recently got those. But don't really need everybody here. Need like one dude, tops. And he's not here. So, probably for the best that I just leave that alone. Alright, who else did you get? rest of my day is just gonna be farming the same area, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream since the Servants of Wraith are done. I might start another one when I actually spend what's in my wallet. But for now, that's gonna do it for me. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, and also on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next one.